And we're live. Here we go.
Live.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're on time today.
Happy
Only 3
Tuesday.
minutes late.
11:03. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, 10:03 for me. We're very on time-ish for us, for me.
And because we pride ourselves on keeping it real, Abby, let's show everyone just what good health nuts we are.
We are. Here we go. Our sugary drinks right here. This is what we drink in the morning. Hey, look.
So,
Some people drink coffee, and that's great. Some people drink Coke and Pepsi in the morning, and
like,
that's us.
how funny is this, guys? Seriously. Abby's a Coke person. I'm a Pepsi person.
I don't
We don't do
understand
the diet.
Reagan,
We just do it straight up.
just straight up. I don't do any artificial sugars.
Right. As we're drinking our horrifying soda filled with sugar. But literally, it's so true, Abby. Years ago, I used to do diet sodas thinking like, oh, I'm not doing the calories. Every time I would drink a diet soda, my belly was distended. I was so bloated. It was in so much pain. Granted, you and I are not dumb. We know soda is not good for you.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm telling you, the normal like cane sugar versus all of that artificial crap, it is still better. It just is better for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Look,
a tip for y'all.
Look, I should have Dee Dee, my friend. So my friend Jenny, her mom Dee Dee, great shape. She was actually a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
No
Um,
way.
she just a lovely woman. She was like Diet Coke was her thing. That was her drink, right? Drank
Right?
it all the time. That was her jam. And one day, I don't know, I should have her on to talk about it. She just started like losing muscle control, like she was having a hard time walking and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I think they thought she had MS.
Oh, wow.
And she was going to the doctor, they were doing all these tests, blah, blah, blah. They
Mhm.
finally realized it was the artificial sugar in all the Diet Coke
I
she was
believe it.
drinking.
I
And
believe
they
it.
said, Dee Dee, you got to get off this Diet Coke. And you got to stop drinking the diet drink, all the artificial sugar.
Yeah,
And she did, and it completely reversed her symptoms.
I'm telling you.
So there is something about
So baby steps, y'all. I mean, if you can't get off the soda,
I
get
know,
off the
I
diet
know.
sodas, okay?
Get just one step at a time, one
One
day.
step at a time. We're
I
here
know.
to help.
I know, Keith. I know you're right, Keith. Dr. Pepper is the Texas drink. Double and
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Pepper. My
Dr. Pepper,
friends,
my
they like
kids.
that double and Dr. I don't like Dr. Pepper.
I do. I like Dr. Pepper.
You
That is
do?
my top. It is a top 2.
Is
DP.
it?
Oh, yes. And we always have it here. The kids, and now we'll get bashed that we're bad parents, but my kids, when we go out to dinner, it is either chocolate milk, Dr. Pepper, or sweet tea. And if my children visit, because we are from Pennsylvania, Abby's a true Texan. Abby's a true Southern Belle. We are not true Southerners. We moved to North Carolina in 2018. So when we go back to Pennsylvania and the kids are out somewhere, and they get a sweet tea, they're like, oh, what is this? It's like iced
Oh,
tea. Nowhere does sweet tea in the United States like the South. Even chain
yeah.
restaurants can't
Yeah, yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
They're
if it's like that brisk iced
brisk,
tea,
like
oh,
brisk
I'm like,
healthy without
no. I'm like,
brisk.
what is it? If it comes from like a fountain, like the
Yeah.
fountain iced tea,
It's
no,
like, come on. Like,
I'd rather drink urine. No,
we'd rather
I
just
like
drink
gross.
water.
I'd rather
Okay.
drink water.
And
No.
Abby, literally, guys, Abby's so bad. Her team and I are always like on her. Abby would rather go get IV infusions than drink water.
I do get IV infusions.
She does. And literally, she would much prefer taking her time and money and go getting IV infusions than drinking like a thermos of water.
Well, and I know people are going to be commenting like, Abby, try this, put this in your water,
Right,
do
right.
this.
Right.
Y'all, I I I know. I know. I know. I've tried it all. Like, water literally makes me gag. If I drink a lot of it, like, if I can't even think about water a lot. Like, it tastes so bad to me. I
But it's tasteless. It's like it
it's
doesn't have it.
not. It is not
But it's
tasteless.
like your whole body's made of it. But here's the thing, I get a little vomitatious too. Like the people in the morning, like the health nuts who would just judge us and rip us to shreds, Abby. They do their green matcha in the morning that I could just vomit up. But before that, they do their water with lemon. They
No.
like their hot water. It's like
Look,
when I wake up,
no.
if it's not like a sugar drink or a mocha or
If
I'll
I
just
drink
vomit.
water in the morning, I will vomit.
Right.
Like, if I one time I was like, "I'm gonna get up and drink a bottle of water." I drank a bottle of water and I went in the bathroom and threw up.
You're
I
the worst.
It makes me sick. Like,
Uh,
I think I'm that averse to water. My body
all
is
of us
like, "We don't
all of us
even know
were more
what
health
this
tips.
is." Like, the only way I can drink water is if I put that Make, product in it.
Oh,
I can
okay.
put the Make hydration in it,
Yeah.
which is an MLM. I'm so sorry. But I do put that in there, and it's the only I can't do liquid IV. It's too sweet. Um, I
Yeah, I can't do that either. It's weird.
The liquid
I do
IV is too sweet. Like, Crystal Light, it's that artificial taste in
yeah.
it. The only one I've been able to do is that Make, and there's 2 kinds. There's the tropical one that I can drink, and I can get that down, and I can get the grapefruit one down.
Ooh,
Um
grapefruit. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no, it's like a real subtle
Oh,
flavor, though. Have you
no.
tried it?
Yeah, no, I have not, but, like, grapefruit, I would, like, eat plastic before grapefruit.
Yeah, I wasn't excited about it. Then I drank it and I was like, "Oh, this is, like, kinda refreshing, actually."
Well,
Um,
it's so funny, y'all, like, is just and then we'll get off our terrible health kick here. Abby and I, it was at some point last year. It was a nice company that was interested in partnering with us, and, they had all these great supplements, and so Abby and I, they get us on a Zoom, and there's, like, a boardroom full of these, like, really amazing men and leaders, and some of them are doctors, and there's, like, one, like, top cardiologist on the call in the country. And they're all like with their waters and they're talking to us like they wanted us to partner and be a like part of their brand with all their health stuff. Is Abby and I are like drinking our sodas and they're asking us these questions and they're saying all this stuff. And Abby and I are texting each other like, yeah, so we're about to die in like 3 months or less, given everything they're saying.
and we were like, "So, we don't have much longer to go,
Much longer.
actually."
At
We're
this
Yeah.
point,
We were like, "You don't really want us,
We're
actually."
we like
Mm,
you guys, but if we're being honest,
yeah.
we're probably not the brand.
Probably not for you, actually. We'll stick to our Coke and
Maybe
Pepsi.
maybe
Well,
liberal Pepsi and Coke.
yeah, maybe
I
they'll
doubt
bring
they
us
would
on.
catch us with a 10-foot pole, right?
Mm.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I know. I
So
know.
funny.
I know, it's my thing. I try to eat pretty healthy throughout the day, but Coke is that's my thing.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
know what? The only water, and this sounds so bougie, but this is true. The only water, Michael's asking about purified water. The only water that I actually like is Fiji water.
I was just gonna say, you little snooty.
I
You little
know. It's the
snooty.
only water that I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this
Right.
actually tastes good."
Yeah.
Fiji water, and also, when I went to Alaska, I've been to Alaska twice. Both times I was pregnant, I did not have a good experience because they kept giving me, like, fish while I was in Alaska, and I was
Mhm.
pregnant and very vomitatious.
Vomit.
And, which we're not sure that's a word, but we use
Yeah,
it
well,
all the time.
we've
Yeah,
taken
Reagan
that
made it
word
up,
on.
and we use it all the time. Um, but I was just puking the whole time, and they kept feeding me, like, crab and stuff, and I was like, "This is
Oh,
not going well." I know. Well, usually, yeah, but I
I
mean, when
eat
I'm
it
throwing
all.
up 30 times a day.
Right.
And, but there was in Alaska, down the roads, there will be like just pipes coming out, like PVC pipes coming out of the mountains
Yeah.
as you're driving down the road, and there's just water like pouring out of the pipes,
Like, that should be, like,
clean.
good water there.
It's amazing
Yeah.
water. And
Yeah.
so you can fill up your bottles as you're driving down the road. And that water was delish.
Right, not like our poisonous fluoride,
Mm-mm.
gross
No,
water.
that water was so good. So
Ugh.
Alaska water from a mountain,
Just Fiji or Alaskan water for
Fiji
Abby.
or mountain Alaskan water
Fresh,
directly from a
fresh,
mountain pipe.
fresh from the mountain.
Huh. That's the water I desire. Thank you.
No, I literally have to be, like, sweating. I need to be sweating in the sun or, like, after a workout, and I'll chug it. Otherwise, it makes me pukey, makes me gaggy.
See? I
Yeah.
don't know.
So,
Yeah.
God's still working on us there.
I bet though our urine's not the same color.
It's supposed to
My
be.
mine
It's
is
not
orange right now. And I was
Mine's
thinking
always
today
goes
I need to go
yellow.
get an IV.
Mine's yellow. Mine's like a dark, bright yellow. It's supposed to be like what? Clear, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is dark orange right now. And I was like, this is a sign of bad health. When I went to the bathroom this morning, I was like, I need to go get an IV
As
today.
half our listeners are grossed out, and the other half are like, "Oh, I've missed them."
Yeah,
I've
the other half
missed
are like,
I've missed this talk.
Abby, go take care of yourself, girl. I know.
I mean, you're lucky. I was about to pull my Costco size. God is my witness. It's over on the counter, and I'm like, "No." My Costco size jar of M&Ms. Literally, I'm like, it's just too much with the Pepsi. It's just
Too
too
much.
much.
That's enough. Enough. That's enough.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
So funny.
Well, I did want to read part of our
Mhm.
readings this morning.
Perfect.
The gospel's a little whatever, but it's just a descriptive part of the gospel, so I won't read
Mm,
that. But the first reading is good because of what we're going to talk about today.
okay.
Of course, first reading from Ephesians 2, 19 through
Ephesians,
20.
I feel like, is overlooked.
Ephesians is so big. There's a lot of books in the Bible. Sometimes we read them and I'm like,
Right.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff from it.
Seriously. Yeah.
Ephesians 2, 19 through 22. By the way, uh let's see. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. Brothers and sisters, you are no longer strangers and sojourners, but you are fellow, which is a great word, by the way, sojourner.
Mhm.
But you are fellow citizens with the holy ones and members of the household of God, built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, with Christ Jesus himself as the capstone. Through him, the whole structure is held together and grows into a temple sacred in the Lord. In him, you also are being built together in a dwelling place of God in the Spirit. All right. So that was the reading today, and which is good because um I wanted us to talk today about kind of I wanted to talk about a couple things. So one, I wanted us to talk about things that are kind of like fads.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um and
I
I
think that'll be fun.
Yeah, and I think now Reagan and I are a few years I'm a few years older than
I
Reagan.
mean,
I'm like
barely.
4 years older than Reagan. Um and Reagan, we grew up differently. I
We did.
mean,
We had very different childhoods,
yeah,
very different
we had different childhoods. Um, so I don't know what it was like. I don't know what like Christmas time was like for you or whatever. But I know like for me, whatever was in like okay. Did you have a Teddy Ruxpin? Do you remember what a Teddy Ruxpin was?
I I I I don't know. I do remember it. but I don't know if I had one. I don't think I had one.
Okay.
But I do remember, like, the name is familiar.
Yeah.
I did
Okay.
have a Cabbage Patch doll, though,
Cabbage
okay?
Patch dolls,
Yes.
huge deal. I
Yes,
mean,
I
it
had a
was
Cabbage
like parents
Mm.
fighting each other, like mobbing each other in the stores to
Yeah.
get Cabbage Patch dolls. Um, My Buddy. Do you remember My Buddy?
What was that? What is that?
It was a doll.
It was a doll. I
My
don't know.
buddy my buddy, my
Oh,
buddy,
buddy. Okay,
my
yeah, I
buddy
know
and
the song.
me.
I know the
Okay.
song. I don't think
Okay, and then
you
they
know what
came
I
out with
did? A Care Bear. I had a Care
Care
Bear.
Bears.
I had a Care Bear.
Okay. They had My Buddy, and then they came out with My Sister. My
Mm.
sister.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Garbage Pail Kids. Do you remember
No,
Garbage
and
Pail
you had to
Kids?
send me a screenshot
Okay.
of that.
Okay, yeah, that was probably, like, in the few years a little bit older. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I don't know that, yeah.
Um, all right. So Strawberry Shortcake, of course.
Oh, yes. Yes, I knew her. Yes. Yeah,
Rainbow Bright,
a little bit.
Shira,
No,
Princess of Power. No.
no. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
No.
I liked the WWE, which I think back then it was WWF.
WWF.
It was WWF. I
Yeah.
remember we had this, in this one apartment we lived in, we had this little TV, and I remember I loved Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And I would watch it, and I had this name. I was Karen Kamala. I don't even know. Karen Kamala.
Kamala.
Kamala. Ew.
Oh my gosh. Are you just now
Karen.
realizing this? Karen Kamala.
Right. Ew. And I loved it. So that made me think of, but I was a little tomboy. I was
Yeah.
a little tomboy. So no, I didn't have the girl power. I had Hulk Hogan.
Okay. Gem.
Mm-mm.
Gem. No. Gem.
Don't know that.
Okay. Poppables. Did you have a popple?
No, but I had a Polly Pocket.
Polly Pocket. Okay.
Polly Pocket.
Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Oh shoot. What was the little thing? It was like a little tiny Micro Machines.
Mm-mm.
Did you have any Micro Machines?
Mm-mm.
No.
Are those like Legos?
No, they were little bitty tiny cars.
Mm-mm.
And the guy on the commercial talked really, really fast. He was like, "Get your Micro Machine." Blah, 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 blah. He like talked really fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So all these okay, let me ask you this question. Have you ever met up now as a parent? Okay. Have you ever met up in a shady location to get some sort of clandestine toy for your child for a holiday?
That's so funny. No, I haven't.
I have for sure.
I haven't. I've done parking lot meetups like a drug dealer to sell things. Where I'm like, man, I'm risking my life. Do you ever see those reels where those husbands, the fathers, they're like, I'm risking my life by selling our toaster for $5.
$5. Yeah,
This weird man in a parking lot because my wife says I need to sell this. But
yeah.
no, I've never done that. I used to be the mom, Abby, though. I used to, like, when Kendall and Caden were little, I used to do like the weird Black Friday and whatever toys or whatever, and I'd go out and then that just stopped really quickly. I think I did that 2 years, maybe 3 tops, and I'm like,
You're like, is it worth it? I know.
But so you've done the hookup. You've done the
have.
meetup.
Oh,
Let's change
Hatchimal.
the goods.
Hatchimal.
Oh.
Remember those are big?
Those freaked me out.
Hatchimals and a Furby one year.
Okay, a Furby. So, and I see where you're teeing this up.
That was Grace.
You're teeing this up to the Labubu.
Grace got all I'll pay you $200 for this Furby that you might have stolen off the back of a truck. Like that. Right. Yeah. Okay. So the point of this is this has been going on. I am 45 years old. And this has been going on since I was a child. Okay. People, I mean, baseball cards. My dad still, I think, holds a grudge toward my grandmother for giving away a box of baseball cards that are probably worth tens of $1,000s now
Oh my God.
to a neighbor kid.
Here you go. Take this clutter.
Yeah. She was like, I don't need this anymore. My dad's like, what? You did what? This sort of thing has been going on for a
Sure.
long time, right? I mean, parents trying to get their kids things, popular toys that, I mean, I think I think the most frenzied thing when I was a kid was Cabbage Patch dolls.
Yeah.
I mean,
those
I
were-
remember moms getting trampled. I mean, I remember that being on the news. Moms beating each other up, getting trampled, standing out in lines, because this is when Black Friday was truly Black Friday.
Right. I mean,
You
you were
know,
in it to win it. This was before everything like went online. It was like, we
yes.
just see so much online.
And like now Black Friday starts on Thursday, it starts on Thanksgiving, right? But this
Mhm.
was when, the doors of Black Friday did not open until 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And, Sears was still a popular option.
Sears.
And, these women our moms were standing outside of Sears starting at 4 a.m., like trying to get us, trying to, get into the herd to just grab any Cabbage Patch doll. White kids were getting black Cabbage Patch dolls,
Right.
right?
Doesn't
It didn't
matter.
matter. Like,
It doesn't
it
matter.
didn't matter if Chris, if little, Chloe was getting a Juanita, Cabbage Patch doll. It didn't matter. Like, you were just wanted that Cabbage Patch kid,
Yeah.
This has been going on for a long time. This is not new. Okay. I mean, I don't even remember how much I paid for that stupid Hatchimal, but it was far more than what Walmart was paying for it. Okay. But like, Grace was going to get a freaking Hatchimal, for Christmas. And so this is not new. Okay. But I think right now, particularly with, and hear me when I say this. Everyone hear me when I say this. I am not saying this in a disparaging, negative way at all. Okay. Because every young influencer that is talking about this stuff, these are people I love. Okay. Almost all of them. These are people I know. These are people I love.
Well, and you love me, and I'm your best friend, and
Yes.
I think we slightly differ on this. But go
Okay.
ahead.
I think we have to be careful to not look at something and assign evil on any and every object that comes across our face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to look at this from a like a moral teaching sort of way, right? Not just like an Abby Johnson opinion sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get some solid knowledge here. So I looked it up last night on Truthfully, actually. And I'm saying this, we're not getting paid for it.
Nice
they
little plug.
They didn't sign a deal with us, but I'm going to plug them anyway. Truthfully app. It's a good AI app for believers. And I knew the answer to this, but I wanted to get their thought out answer on this. And I typed in, can a physically object be intrinsically evil? Right? I knew the answer was no, but I wanted to get kind of a well thought out answer
Yeah.
here. And the answer was no. Objects cannot be intrinsically evil. Evil is a lack of good and pertains to actions and intentions. Objects are morally neutral. It is the use to which they are put that can be morally evaluated. For example, a knife can be used for good, such as preparing food, or evil, causing harm. So there's
Yeah.
the answer, right?
Yeah.
So when we talk about these, there's people out there that are like, like when we talk about right now, it's these Labubu dolls,
Mhm.
right? These little, they're only about this big. They're
Yeah.
about as big as they're about as big as your cell phone. Okay. They're
Mhm.
like this tall.
Yep.
And I mean, I think they're kind of cute, but they're like
See,
these
I
little.
don't. I don't.
I know, I know they kind of have these creepy little teeth or
Yeah.
whatever, but I think they're kind of cute. But they're like these little tiny stuffed animal
Yeah.
things. Okay. And there's been this big debate from people, Christian influencers, whether you should buy these dolls for your kids. Like if you buy these dolls, you are opening up some sort of evil to your kids. And so I wanted to talk about it because the doll itself is simply fabric and stuffing.
Mhm.
And it is morally neutral. It is just a little stuffy thing. My girls have one, of course. Um, and my girls have one. They love it. They think it's so cute. They named it. One of them is named Peachy, and one of them is named Pinky because one of them is peach and one of them is pink. And my girls are so imaginative with their
Creative.
names.
Creative. Yes, I
Very
love it.
creative.
Maggie and Luna.
And they hang them from their backpacks, and they made some clothes for them, and they love them. And that's that. And they it's just like I have a stuffed animal sitting right here on my desk. There's stuffed animals everywhere, all over our house. And that's kind of that. And I don't believe that we have a portal to hell now open in our house because we have these two little stuffed animals in our home or anything like that. And I think that we as Christians need to be careful that we are not um, assigning evil to everything that we see. I think that we need to be careful that we are um, being wise uh, and being that we understand what evil is. I think we need to understand what intrinsic evil actually is. I think we need to understand um what evil actually looks like. I think we also need to understand that um I think we need to be careful that we are not putting these ideas in our kids' minds and causing strange anxiety in our children. Um you know, my kids wanted one of these and I wasn't going to be like, "Oh, well, I don't know, those are kind of evil." Like I mean, it's a stuffed animal. Um, so I think all of that to say, I think we just need to be cautious, um, and understand that these sorts of things have been this sort of thing has been happening. The kids really wanting toys, parents really going out, and trying to get toys for their kids. This isn't new. This isn't some kind of new thing that all of a sudden is happening, and all of a sudden this has become evil because kids really, really want a particular toy or really, really want some kind of thing. This is new, and it's weird that it happens with like it's weird that it's happening with these Labubu things. You never hear anybody say, man, this Star Wars, this Lego set is really, really hard to get this Christmas season. I bet it's evil. It's
Sure.
weird what we put labels on as evil and
Right.
not evil for our kids.
So, so are you ready for me to be different
Yeah.
on this?
Go ahead.
Okay. While I do agree with a lot of what you were saying, so I don't even remember what it was, Abby, when the Labubus came out. I saw something on TikTok. I don't know who the manufacturer is. I don't know what the story behind them is. But I remember one of the first things I saw, and again, we also know I'm very quick to hit headlines. I'm very quick to sensationalize, right? But Abby's like, yeah, that's just an understatement, right? But my first peruse at them, I was completely turned off. I did see several things that were like what it was tied to, like I'm like, we're not doing those. Now, again, my office is also KJ's playroom. It is filled with toys. It's filled with different stuffed animals and different things and dragons and dinosaurs and whatnot. The Labubu, I was completely turned off from. And while I do agree with Truthly in their statement, I also am going to push back a little bit on objects. Now, I don't think they're inherently evil, but I know even many priests have told me we don't even realize the things in our home, including objects, that are portals. Absolutely. I have talked to many priests, many pastors about, even for instance, like PlayStation. I've had a lot of issues with my oldest son with his PlayStation and killing games and so forth. And there have been priests who have said, even in a bedroom, like they've been called to homes where even like one of the younger children were acting weird. Like they had seen something no one else in the house had seen it. Like they were scared to go to a certain part of the house. Everyone is like, what's going on? And it has been said. So I disagree that I do think objects can take some type of form. That even certain types of posters, even certain actual like a game case, like if it's holding the PlayStation game, right? Like the actual case, those can absolutely be portals. And so I don't think necessarily, I do agree with you. I think we have to be very, very careful about the power we give things. And because even the Bible tells us, I mean, if we even knew how powerful our thoughts were and our words were and how reaffirming they are, for better or for worse, right? But I do think there are certain things just to stay away from. Like in my head, I'm also thinking Balenciaga, okay? The clothing line. It's just clothes, right? But look at the company and what they stand for and what they do. And if a company is trafficking children or predatorial or for abortion or for this, would we say the clothes are inherently evil? No, but we're not going to support them, right? The Labubu,
Well, that's a completely different issue, though. That's supporting an entire brand that's doing something that's supporting something intrinsically evil.
Right. But the Labubu, there is, and I don't have it in front of me, there are things tied to it and weird things that have happened and the whole premises of it that are not good. And so for me, it was just an easy pass for me that I was like, and my kids, and again, they're just, my kids are, some of them are on TikTok and they're even like, Mom, look at this. Like, look at this. Like they were even bringing it to me, showing it. And so we stayed clear of them. It was just, and it wasn't a hard thing for me or the kids. I was just like, we're not doing that. And then I just saw all this, this like craze over like a bunch of celebrities were getting them, and celebrities that are against everything that I believe and stand for, and just all of this emphasis around it. And I just don't, I think they're just so ugly and such a waste of money. Just on the flip side. And so
Yeah, but what toy isn't a waste of money?
Right.
I mean, honestly,
sure.
like
Right.
what? I mean,
But
I got it for $15. Like what
Right.
toy isn't a waste of money?
But it was just such, and Abby knows all of my children so well. And Kennedy, who's my middle child, Kennedy's 13, she was at a soccer event, and the coach, they had like gone to nationals. The coach had gotten all the girls on the team these little, but they were like they were like $100 each or something. These Labubus he'd gotten for all of them. And Kennedy's my little like super like grabs her Bible, like always praying. And when they opened them, she's like, oh. So she was like very polite and smiled. And then I wasn't even there. And she's like, Mom, when no one was looking, I gave it to a sibling of one of the other girls because I knew I could. And she's like, I just didn't want it because I knew it was, and I think she used the word satanic. We do use that word a lot. We just do. We do. And so I see it slightly different. And I feel like I'm not coming with guns blazing because I don't have what I remember at the beginning, like coming across and hearing, but I do know it was enough for me to be like, no, we're not doing these. And so that's where I'm at with those.
Well, let me just kind of clear up. Let me just kind of clear up a couple of things. So the Labubus they're actually created. They're not from, somebody said they're inspired by demonic mythology, which is actually not correct at all. They're actually, they were created by a guy named Casson Lung, and he's from Hong Kong, and he was raised in the Netherlands, and so he was raised learning about Nordic fairy tales and Nordic folklore, which is not demonic. It's just Nordic, which is what people that grow up in the Netherlands learn about. And so that sort of that sort of look or whatever that these have about them is something that you would kind of see in Nordic folklore. And so anyway, he illustrated a book series called The Monsters, and the Labubu it's like a little mischievous, good-hearted character in this little book series. And so then it was turned into a little stuffy character. So this is what I think. I think that social media creates all of these
frenzy,
false beliefs about, I think it creates big nothing burgers. It creates big false beliefs about nothings. I think if social media would have been around when we had Care Bears. I think Care Bears would have been satanic. I think if social media would have been around when we had My Buddies, I think My Buddies would have been from demonic folklore. I think if social media would have been around when we had She-Ra or Teddy Ruck, certainly Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin was a bear that talked. It was a bear. I still have it. It was a bear that you put a cassette tape in its back,
Yes. Yes. Yep.
and it
Yep.
told
Yep.
a story, and its mouth talked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, uh, certainly that would have been satanic. That doll, somebody would have been like, this doll started saying things that were evil. It wasn't talking from the cassette tape. It
Right.
started talking about evil things. Certainly, people would have been AIing the crap out of Teddy
Sure.
Ruxpin, and they would have been making up all of these things. I think social media has been an incredible detriment to our children in that way, because it has turned very simple things like little stuffed animals like this and toys, it has turned everything into evil. And it has turned very simple, playful, joyful things. It has made it has made our kids fearful, and it has made our kids believe that the things that they are supposed to love and enjoy are tainted with evil, and that makes me sad.
Well, so on the flip side, I think the reality is that like
You're
my
right.
kids.
Hold on. Keith says Santa Claus could be considered demonic folklore. And that's exactly right, Keith. And that's exactly right. And that's where we're living today. We're
Well,
living in a
and
time where I bet half of Christians today don't allow their kids to experience the joy of Santa Claus, because we are living in a time where social media has stolen the joy. It's stolen the joy of imagination and creativity and all this stuff. And there are so many little kids whose parents have taken Santa Claus away from them because every single thing people say is demonic. Everything is demonic. It's same with Halloween. Kids aren't trick or treating anymore. Aren't dressing up for Halloween anymore because every Christian influencer has convinced every Christian that Halloween is demonic when it's actually not. Halloween was a Christian celebration. It was a Catholic
it was a Catholic,
celebration.
and it was what 580,
Yeah, this
something
was
around
a
that.
Catholic
Right.
celebration.
But I do think in just a few points. So yes, Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas, love it. But to not go off course too much, but we have, and I think Christians have to recognize, we have over sensationalized Santa, and it's about Santa
Sure.
and gifts and gifts.
Commercialized. Yeah, we commercialized it. Yeah.
And it's not about the birth of baby Jesus. It's all about Santa. It's all about
Sure.
me, and Santa. And so while my kids still get to experience Santa, I have pulled back significantly. I started last year on my own. They now only get 3 gifts each. Baby Jesus
Yeah.
got 3 gifts. And so I noticed that even over the years, I was falling into the Christmas hype versus the birth of our Savior.
Totally. Yeah.
Secondly, even though I do know Halloween, All Hallows Eve was direct, from 500 AD, it was a Catholic thing. I do think so much of it has evolved into satanic things. I know me personally, you'll never see one Halloween decoration. This is how I've always been. I love fall decorations. I've never owned like one We do pumpkins.
Mhm.
But for me personally, I even remember before I even knew about satanic things or anything. I remember being a small child and I never enjoyed Halloween. I love candy. I did like the idea of getting candy, but I felt uneasy about Halloween from an early age on. I never liked it. And this was with like no comprehension, right?
Mhm.
Like this is odd. Like I just like anytime I would see Halloween decorations, just didn't like them.
Mhm.
So what again, just because we are such a sinful people, because this is the state of the world, we can take something innocent or something that was once holy, right? And
Mhm.
completely indoctrinate it, make it satanic, do, different things. And just like when you were saying, which is true, Abby, you're like, "Oh, how sad is it that, you know, our children's innocence are being taken? Like they can't even enjoy toys. Come on, people." Well, I hear that. I do think, and again, my kids, they're not like afraid of a Labubu, or they're not. They're able to enjoy things. But the reality is that the world we're living in, just like you and I spoke at length about different things, like KJ and Fulton have loved Bluey, right? Blue,
Mhm.
and then like bam, we're Bluey. There's indoctrination going on there, something crazy. There, KJ was watching, a year or two ago on Netflix this like cartoon dinosaur show
Oh, it
that
was the Jurassic Park. It was a freaking
and
Jurassic Park.
and then two chicks are making
Yes.
out and he's like just you know what I mean? And so the reality is what's so sad, which I do agree with you, Abby. What is so sad is um we we unfortunately it's just where we're at now though, because people do try to, the things that should be innocent that they're trying to take away or sabotage, whatever it might be. It's like it's going both ways.
Mhm.
Or because I feel like we something that is so innocent as a toy, or something that is so innocent as a wholesome TV show that's been great for years. So wholesome, great content. We're folding laundry and you're like, dude, the kids are at school. Bluey's still on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we're like
Yeah.
still and and that's just where we're at. And so I'm always more apprehensive. I'm always more on the, you know, um pessimistic looking into its side. Abby's more optimistic. I'm more really like, like really though, what's the underlying thing here? What are they trying to do with it? And so I I do think that it's it's a shame both ways because our kids should be able to have these things with no satanic ties attached and no sensationalism because look y'all, whether you love Abby and I, whether you hate Abby and I, the power of social media, the power of numbers holds influence. Numbers hold power simply due to influence. If Abby and I wanted to hop off this show and we wanted to go create some article or blog or just some image and post and we wanted to sensationalize something, we wanted to put something out there, we have no clue if it's true or not, we wanted to start some whatever, it just due to the numbers we have, we could get something going that was completely false. But we could
Well,
do it because we have power in
and I would
numbers.
say that most influencers do.
Right. Right. But so to your point,
I
again,
mean, I would say, Reagan, that most of the crap you've probably read about Labubus is false. And I
it
would
very well could be.
and I would say, I mean, even the person that commented here, they're inspired by demonic mythology. That's false. So I would say the majority of things that we read about these objects that we believe are demonic or whatever, I believe it's false. I believe social media puts things in our heads that are false. And because objects are always morally neutral. Now, if an object is, and somebody asked about Ouija boards, fair. things
Yes.
like that. Okay.
Yes.
So I went back to Truthfully. By the way, they're not paying us. I went back to Truthfully to ask that question. Somebody should tag Truthfully in this so that they know what a good representative we would be for them if they wanted to pay us to do this. Okay. Anyway, it says Ouija boards are considered dangerous in the Catholic faith because they are intended to communicate with spirits, which can open individuals to malevolent spiritual influences. Engaging with them, which is the intention of a Ouija board, is not a neutral act. It can never be a neutral act and can lead to spiritual harm. The church warns against all forms of divination and seeking knowledge from spirits, as it can lead us away from God's providence. So that's the difference. So the object itself is neutral, but you cannot play a Ouija board like you can play cards, right? When you begin to cooperate with a Ouija board, you are opening up a portal to communicate with evil spirits. So it's not a game. You're not playing with it. You are cooperating with evil.
I was told, and I hadn't confessed it until a couple of years ago. The only experience I ever had with a Ouija board, it was in middle school, and a bunch of us softball girls had a sleepover, and one other girl and I did not participate, but we were in the room. It was like a big bedroom. The door was closed. Everyone else was doing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just didn't want to be a part of it. And I was told not only was it sinful, but demons unequivocally could have attached to me from staying in the room alone.
Mhm.
Just because I didn't leave the room, I was sitting there. I was not participating. I didn't have my hand. I didn't even want to be in there. And so while I don't think, again, we should give, so many people want to just fear Satan so much and fear demons so much and fear hell so much, which you should, right? But we do have to be careful what we give like all of this power to. And ultimately, Jesus has all of the authority.
Yeah.
God is so many people who have seen a vision of hell or who have had a near-death experience. So many people are like, even Jim Caviezel has talked about this. They're like, why is everyone? They just talk about their fear of Satan. They talk about their fear of hell. Why is no one afraid of God?
Yeah.
God could take out Satan like this.
Yeah.
I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you don't believe in heaven and hell. We're all going to be kneeling before the Lord and held accountable. And like, I tremble at that thought.
Yeah.
For many reasons, I tremble. But it's like, my gosh, I just don't know. And I kind of veered off there. But it's like,
no,
yeah.
but I like when you talked about the authority of God. And I think that's why I really liked the reading from Ephesians today. When it says, you are fellow citizens with the holy ones and members of the household of God, built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, with Christ Jesus himself as the capstone, like as the head. And I think we need to remember that, that like we are members of the body of Christ. Like God is at the head. He has the authority. And like, do we believe that? And I think we have to always keep that in mind. I remember when we had the podcast with Father Carlos Martins, when he came on my show, and I was talking to him, and we love his podcast, The Exorcist Files. And I remember asking him, I mean, because he's an exorcist, so like he's in the room, right,
Yeah.
with these demons. And I remember asking him, "Are you ever scared?" And his answer, he was so quick. He was like, "No, never." And I just thought, oh my gosh, because I mean, we've listened to his show where, I mean,
Some
he's
pretty
been
crazy
beat up.
stories.
I mean, he has been he's been hospitalized from, injuries. I mean, like, he had, like, I think, like, his skull bashed in or something. I mean, like, he's been injured, seriously.
Right.
I mean, people have been thrown across the room,
Well, a lot of
during these
these priests, when they
exorcisms.
do exorcisms, correct me if I'm wrong, Abby, or if this is just movies and so forth, but I believe some of them during more severe cases actually like have bodyguards or people
Oh,
in there to try, and most of the time, I don't care if it's a 6'5" man, full muscles, they're usually so scared.
so they have, yeah, so the way Father Martins describes it is that they have what they call holders.
Oh, okay.
So they have people on each arm and then each leg.
Okay.
Because during an exorcism, they talk about the superhuman strength
Oh, yeah.
that comes into the person that is possessed. And so, I mean, these people will, the person that's possessed, they can pick up a person that is 4 times the size of them. I mean, a woman my size, 120 pounds, can pick up someone who is 300 pounds
Yeah.
and throw them across the room. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
just
I mean, the stuff you see in movies, like
it's real.
that's real. Like that's not sensationalized.
Mhm.
That's and so I'm always
They're,
like,
like, coughing up, like, nails I mean, crazy stuff. And I thought, "Oh my god." So I asked him, like, "Have you ever been scared?" He says, "No." He says, "I'm never scared because I know God is so much stronger than Satan. I know that God will always triumph in the end." And I just thought, "Man," like, 'cause I gotta tell you, if I was in the room and somebody started coughing up
nails.
nails
Yeah. I'd
or
be like,
somebody starts flying across the room, I'm gonna be like, "Whoa." I mean,
well, and they
I would
say,
be scared.
dogs sense fear. It's always like, don't be scared, don't act
Don't be
scared.
scared.
Like just
Don't be scared. Like,
well, they say
I think I would freak out.
the demons also that's why they
No,
say they demon sense fear immediately,
they
and
know.
supposedly, correct me if I'm wrong if you know this, supposedly anybody in the room who does not have a clear soul,
Oh, yeah, they
the
know.
demons will call out your
They
sin,
do. They do.
your unrepented, unconfessed sins. They immediately call out. So
Mhm.
it's like, man, if you're going in there, be ready, everyone in the rooms.
Yeah, that was one of the stories, actually, one of the on the recent, season, actually, of, Exorcist Files. There was a man that was a holder for Father Martin's, and, he had Father Martin's always, offer he always wants all of the people involved in the exorcism to, go to confession
Oh
before the
yeah,
exorcism, of
sure.
course, and, this guy came in and, he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm good, like, I've already been," whatever, but the guy was actually having an affair
Mm.
on his wife, and the woman that he was having an affair with called him something like sweet thing or
A little
something
pet
like that,
name.
like sweet cheeks or something like that, and during the exorcism, the possessed person, the demon, looked at him and said, "Oh, well, you have something to say, don't you, sweet thing," or something like that, called him the same
My God.
name, the same pet name,
Like,
and
wouldn't that just be enough? Like, wouldn't that in itself be enough to just make you run to the feet of Jesus and just be like, oh,
I know.
Lord, I never want to sin again. I just never want to sin again.
I'd be like, we're breaking up. It's over. It's
Right.
over."
Block my number. Never
I
come
know.
near me again. Be gone.
We're finished,
Away.
okay? Just let you know. It's just, "Hold on, father, I gotta make a phone call." I mean,
No,
seriously.
seriously.
And, yeah, and it compromised the entire, exorcism. it gave the demon like more
Power.
strength.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yes,
Yes.
yes, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Hmm. And it compromised the entire exorcism. And I just thought, oh my gosh. But I just loved it when Father Martins was like, no, I'm never scared. And I just thought, man, that's the type of faith that we need to have, you know?
Unequivocally. And I
Yeah.
even, and again, this goes back to the power of our thoughts, the power of our words. What we speak, we become. What we think, we say, and then we become. And so, again, especially over these last couple of years, I've changed my prayer so much by speaking an authority in the, you know, through the name of Jesus, by his most precious blood.
Hmm.
When I'm praying over my children, Lord Jesus, cover them in your blood, heal them by your wounds, hide them in your most sacred heart from evil. And so, if we actually understood, which we're trying to get there, and we still can't
Yeah.
fathom
Sure.
until we lock eyes with our Lord, it's never going to make sense, and that's just part of the mystery of it. But yes, if we understood that the power we hold with God within us, and especially when we're repentant, especially when we're walking in a state of grace, especially when we know that with all of our might, we're clawing away to do God's will. I mean, when you are really like boom, 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 checking those things off, like the power that you hold and the authority that God is going to bestow upon you, and even like the army of angels around you, the extra protection that we're not even aware of. It's like, man, it's
It's like,
just
why are we worried?
it's so cool
Yeah.
because yes, where does that fear come from? The Bible tells us 365 times to do not fear. Where
Don't
does
be
that
afraid.
fear come from? All of these negative emotions. I just did a video this morning about being the majority of my life, how reactive I've been, being defensive, being, do you know what I mean? Knee-jerk reactions. And even though whether I was right or wrong, and it was like, but that's not from God. Being
Yeah.
angry and boiling inside and coming back, whether what I was saying was true or not, that's from Satan. That's not from God. Like, and so we always have to think, where is this coming from? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And and then also, Abby, whether it's thoughts of lust, whether you're fighting something, these temptations, because those are going to come to all of us. The
Yes.
greatest saints that walked this earth had the strongest battles. So and again, there are times, depending upon where I'm at and in the environment I'm in, sometimes it's just interiorly. And I even tell the kids at school, Jesus, cover me in your most precious blood. Other times, if I'm alone or I don't even care, like there's times I'm rebuking out loud, literally,
Yeah.
in the name of Jesus, flee. I command the spirit of lust. I command the spirit of whatever it is. I send it to the foot of the cross. Lord Jesus, deal with it. Deal with it. You know what I mean? And
You know what mine is? Mine is just being my worst thing is just being ugly about people in my head. Like
well, I think that's natural.
I mean, mine, just like little things. Like I'm like, I'm gonna be in Walmart, and I'm like, you should not be wearing those leggings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
just like ugly. I'll just be
Right.
honest. Like I just ugly things where I'm like,
Well, it's like all of
you should not
heaven
be
when
wearing that t-shirt. That
when
t-shirt's too tight, or something like that. Like,
right.
and I've just started like trying to train myself.
Yeah, you got to
You
catch
know
yourself.
what, Abby? Like anytime I have a thought like that, I'm like, I immediately will be like, I say a prayer for her.
Yes, that's yes.
Not
They
not
got your
not to
attention.
pray like, Lord, I wish you would give her better fashion sense. Not like that.
No,
But
Lord
like,
bless her.
I'm like, Lord, I pray that she has a beautiful day, that she knows you,
Yeah.
that you just bring blessings and favor into her life. Like I just, or even like when I'm driving, if
Oh,
somebody
I
like
was just
cuts
going to
me
say
off or
driving.
something,
All of heaven is probably like earplugs. Reagan's
I'm
driving. Road rage.
like, I've
But
gotten a lot calmer as I've gotten older, but like, I'm like, I'll get mad and I'm like, Lord, I pray this person just has a great day. I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
like negative. It's like just not negative thoughts, but just like rude thought. I mean, just because we live in that kind of society where like we're just so quick to have like a negative, ugly thought about
Yes.
someone else.
Yes. Very much so.
And we went to go. I'm not going to say where it was, but Doug and I had to go do something the other day regarding our house. And oh my gosh, we walked in and the woman helping us, I just thought
Oh, Lord
it
Jesus.
was it was a lot. There was a lot
But,
going on.
I will say this. I have been with Abby in different states. I've been with her in all different places. And I will give her this. I have never, not once, seen Abby impatient or unkind or rude. I don't care if it was a packed house. I don't care if there was nobody else in the vicinity, but like someone at the cash register. I have never seen you rude or impatient with somebody, no matter like what the situation was. And I have seen you dozens and dozens of times, and you exude grace no matter where we're at.
I try. I'm not an impatient person, actually. I
No, and you are very cheerful. Like there's times my kids will be like, "Mom, do you need to like do that to the Dunkin' worker?" And I'm not even trying, but sometimes like my disposition, it's like I should be. But you're very good at that. You're good.
but I just thought, there was a lot going on with this person, when we walked in.
Right.
And even Doug looked at me like, like gave me this look, and I just thought in my head, I thought to myself, you know, 2 to 3 months ago, I would have thought something rude in my head, but now I'm thinking there's a reason that she is the way she is right now, whatever's going on. There's a reason that she is looking this way or
Sure.
whatever. And so I am going to just really try to even more so like just exude the love of Christ to her.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to try to really be like just I don't know, almost like a set whatever wound is there, if there is a wound,
Yeah.
I just want to try to be like a salve, you know,
Yeah.
like on that wound. And yeah, I just want to be like so
And
kind.
imagine if we all did that just to the strangers that we're encountering, because no meeting is by chance and God puts us in front of people for a reason. And just think if we all tried to be more kind, because none of us know what someone else is battling, and we're all going through stuff, and we're all trying to, heal from something. And I think that too, Abby. And like yesterday in the pouring rain here in North Carolina, we've had all this rain. And I'm usually very weary of like picking anyone up, especially like, like a man, especially with the kids. You just
Oh, yeah.
can't. You just can't.
Yeah.
But it's pouring down rain. I picked Kennedy up from middle school, and we see this elderly woman walking alongside the road. Her like I am saying torrential downpour. She had rain boots on. Her umbrella was like broken. I
Oh,
just can't even
no.
describe it. And like we drove past, and I'm like, as I pulled in my driveway, I'm like, we've got to turn around. We've got to go get her. We've got
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go get her. Even if
Yeah.
she doesn't get in the car, we've got to.
Make the effort. Yeah.
We've got to make the effort. And it was just such a God, like, nope, turn around. Nope, you're turning around. And like, I pulled up and I'm like, ma'am, may I please give you a ride? She's like, sure. She like got right in the car, and like, I just, and it was so refreshing, because sometimes people don't, you know what I mean? And I could have been a
Yeah.
weirdo, I look somewhat friendly,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
woman somewhat of a, she looks like a mom. And it was, I took her. She didn't have a cell phone. I didn't ask about a vehicle, but she was walking quite a far way to go get some food. And
Oh,
and I'm like, I am so happy this timing worked out. I am so happy that I get to take you. And the thing she was sharing with me, um, she needed someone to talk to. She
yeah.
really needed.
Yeah.
And it was more of a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Um, I think, and it was the smallest, most simple act to be kind. It was
Mhm.
literally a couple minutes out of my day. And she was so appreciative. And I just think, like, again, we all feel like if we're not doing these big heroic things, and um but even something small like that with this old woman, being extra kind to this woman wherever you and Doug were at, who was frazzled, who knows
Mhm.
what she has going on,
Yeah.
and just seeing someone else's love and seeing someone else be kind, it rubs off. It
It
really
does.
does. And it's just like, wow, it kind of just restores your faith in humanity a little bit. Like, you and Doug could have been a jerk to her or impatient and huffing at her. And instead, you showed her love and compassion. And this woman, how many other people drove by her? I'm assuming
Yeah.
from where she walked from, quite a few. And I just think, again, that's what God calls us to do. Like, sometimes it's really not that hard. We make it hard. We sinful, selfish people make it hard. But literally, it's about the small things for Jesus.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
about the small things.
Well, and it's so good for our kids to see too. I mean, we were, oh my gosh, it was 5 o'clock traffic, in
I mean, that's
Los
no matter where you're at, 5 o'clock traffic.
I mean, it's 5 o'clock traffic and
Right.
awful. We're driving and it's like, we're in like a town area, not like on the
Mhm.
interstate. We're like in a town area. So
Yeah.
right by this huge grocery store. And it's like you can tell something's happening, right? Because it's like even more backed up and people are being weird. And I see this elderly man. He's run out of gas right smack dab in the middle of this huge, 4 lane. There's 4 lanes of cars. There's 2 turning lanes. I mean, right smack dab in the middle of this. And I had a couple of the kids with me, and I said, "Oh, guys, we gotta help this man get out of the middle of this huge intersection. Like, we gotta help him get out." So this other man had pulled over, so we pulled over, and so we kind of had to like stop traffic so we
Yeah.
could, move his truck over to the side of the road. So we did, and so there was a gas station, across 8 lanes of traffic on the other side of the road, and a little ways down. And I said, will you please let us go get you the gas? And he said, "Oh my gosh, would you do that?" And I said, "Of course." So we went over there, got the gas, could not get the stupid top off. Finally got it off, gas all over us. So fine, we come back. Um, well, he didn't have a funnel to get and the thing wasn't long enough. So I'm like, well, let me see if I have a funnel. So I go, Reagan, add the tiniest funnel you've ever seen in your life. Okay. I don't even know where this funnel came from. I swear it like just appeared from heaven, but it was the tiniest funnel ever known to man.
Oh
And
my
so I get in there. I'm like, okay, let's just figure it out. I'm getting it in there. Luke is trying to help me. Gas literally pouring all over our legs, all down our arms. I mean, like, I'm like, nobody strike a match near us. Okay. Because we will absolutely go up in flames. We get the gas in the car. The guy is like so thankful. Thank you so much. Like, you just saved my day. Like, thank you so much. I could not have done this without you. And it was blazing hot. This was a couple weeks
Right.
ago. It was so hot. The man was so sweet. So we get him off. We smell terrible. Um, and so then we're driving down the road a little ways more, and we see this guy like running, like sprinting. And I thought maybe something was wrong. So Luke's like, we should pull over and ask this guy if he needs help. So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So we pull over and I'm like, he does not want to get in the car with us. I mean, we smell like a gas station.
Right.
So
No, like we're like highly flammable right now,
no, we're like,
kids.
don't get in here, you know. So I'm like, hey, we just want to make sure you're okay. Do you need help? He's like, oh, no, I'm okay. Thank you so much for stopping though and checking. I'm like, yeah, it's good. So now Luke is looking like any other cars
who else
broken
can we
down?
help?
Like, who else can we help? You know? So anyway, we get home and Doug is like, what happened to y'all? Y'all smell. So anyway, we get home, but I thought that's such a good example. Like now Luke is actively like looking, you know, like now my kids are like, how can we help? Like, who can we help?
Right.
And that's the example that we need to be setting for our kids, you know, that we're willing to step out of our comfort, obviously not to the point of danger, but like we're willing to step out of our comfort zone and help those around us who are in need. And that's what we should be doing. We shouldn't just be living in these little silos, you know, minding our own business all the time. Like we should be reaching out and trying to help those around us who need help, which was exactly what our morning show was about yesterday. If you didn't go listen to it, you should go listen to it because that's exactly what it was about, was the church being the church and helping each other. So we didn't get to talk about Taylor Swift today. We'll talk about it
We'll talk
tomorrow.
about T Swift.
We'll talk about T Swizzle tomorrow, which will be interesting.
You know what I always just think, and I'll just to give you a little prelude, y'all. When I think about Taylor Swift, I think about, and so Abby and I are very similar on Taylor Swift, the whole full circle. But we have a big scope on Taylor Swift. But she and I are very equal on it. But when I think of Taylor Swift, I think of Abby driving. So Abby's driving. She has like a foot up here, like on the side. Abby's just driving as we're like jamming out to Taylor Swift. Abby's like doing 90 miles per hour, bad weather, just cool, calm, collected. I'm like having sweat beads run down my face.
Reagan's like this on the handle.
I'm like, do you want me to drive? No, Reg. No,
I
thanks.
do not. Absolutely not.
Abby's just it takes a lot to tick Abby off, and it takes a lot to even more so fluster her. Like again, we're in our hotel at a point, fire alarm's going off, everybody's exiting. Abby lifts her head and she's like, it's fine. I'm staying here.
Like, I'm not leaving.
Like it takes a lot to fluster her. So like I'm very anxiety ridden.
You left.
I did.
You and Kendall left the hotel. I did not. They left me in to burn in the hotel.
Well, I was trying to get you. I'm like, Abby, come on. You're like, Reagan, it's false. It's false. I'm like, Abby, everyone's leaving. You're like, I'll see you in a few minutes. But anyways, so like Abby just cruising along, like cars are trucks, semis are sliding off the road. Hand to God. Abby's we're rocking out to Taylor Swift. Abby's got a leg up. She's just so calm. So, you know, Abby knows she's got her guardian angel and an army of angels around her. She's got Jesus on her side because she's like,
don't worry. Don't worry. I am so rarely mad, and I am so rarely like
anxious.
Like
I've never seen you anxious. I've never seen you anxious. I've very rarely seen you mad. You would be anxious before or you'd be mad before you'd be anxious. But like if we were ever in a situation, because Abby's always so sound and calm, like it would freak me out. Like she's the calm one. Like we know I'm the panicked one. So it's alike Abby as Abby and I am. We're very different too. So heaven forbid she and I were ever in an emergency where she panicked. I would just be, I'm out. I'm going to the closet. I'm just going to rock and cry. Abby's scared. Done.
I can only remember actually one time in the past. Well, on my 40th birthday, probably in the past like 10 years. I remember one time where I actually felt anxious. And it was on my 40th birthday, and I was driving our boat. We don't have a boat anymore, but it's like the best day when we got rid of our boat.
Yeah,
That's what they say. It's like the best day when you get your boat, and it's the best day when you get rid of your boat.
that's what boat people say.
And
Yeah.
that's true. We're driving a boat. We were driving our boat, and we had gone out. We'd gone across the lake. We'd gone pretty far out to go eat. And then I thought the boat had I don't know. I don't actually remember what happened, but there were lights on it, but I guess the lights were out or something, like the night lights. And it was pitch black, Reagan. And I was driving miles and miles and miles back.
Well, and the water freaks you out. Like the deep waters, that freaks you out a little bit.
Yes. And I was driving in it was pitch black.
Like
And
Lord guide me.
I was driving this boat miles and miles and miles in the pitch black water. And I had people on the boat with me. I wasn't alone. I had people on the boat with me. So
You
I
should
had
pulled up like your cell phone flashlight.
Oh, we were. Oh, well, that's what happened. Then our cell phones they were all on red. Like the batteries were on red.
Oh my God.
And so
Well, because even that would not barely give you much.
Oh, no,
when
no,
we're
no.
talking about a massive lake in pitch dark, I mean, that your cell phone light's really not going to go very far.
No,
So
and
it's not gonna be
staying at we were staying at a lake house. Doug had rented a lake house for my birthday. So I didn't know where we were going. Like I wasn't familiar.
not like a
really. Yeah.
familiar. Yeah.
And we ended up rolling up actually on uh like a kind of like a very shallow part. And we had to like push ourselves off the land. I was so I thought I was gonna have a panic attack. I was so scared that I was going to wreck the boat. And I was driving so slow, but just I mean, it was like driving like in a paper bag. I could not see where I was going. But I was trying to be like, I didn't want anybody else to get nervous, you know? So I was like, we've got it. I'm good. We're fine, you know? But at one point in time, there were 4 chairs on the boat that like kind of laid down, and there were 4 of us. And I thought, we're going to sleep on this boat. Like tonight,
Right.
we're just going to have to throw an anchor down and sleep on this boat because I'm not going to be able to find our lake house.
Yeah.
It's so dark out here. And my friends who were with me, they're like, that's the first time I've ever seen you
Like
anxious.
right.
They're like, that's the only time I've ever seen you panic. And they all say that's when we got nervous.
Well,
Is
oh
when
yeah.
we realized
I can say
you
it.
were nervous.
It's like,
That's
all
when we
right.
got nervous.
I have never seen you anxious. I've never seen you panic once. And so that unequivocally would freak me out.
Mhm.
So when you have someone like you that is just steady and chill, like Abby could be in an airport with a gunman. She'd be like, all right, everyone gather around. I got the holy water. We're just going to pray in the name of Jesus. Like
I actually think about I'm such a weirdo. I actually think about that kind of stuff. Like
well,
if
you
there
have
was
to.
a hijacker on a plane,
Right. What would you
I would try to be like the negotiator. I would
let me take this one.
go to the front, and I would be I would
Let's
not
talk.
be I would not be the one to run to the back. I don't believe
No, you wouldn't. You literally, because Abby's even like, I remember after what happened to Charlie Kirk, I remember picking up the phone and calling Abby. And there was just a slew of texts going back and forth and voice messages, and everybody from her team, was messaging me. Everyone on Abby's team is in a panic, and we're horrified over Charlie, but but obviously we're also like, well, oh my gosh, we're just thinking that this is Abby. And I even remember like saying selfishly, like, you can't, like, Abby, like, you can't do this. We can't have you die. Like, you're so hated by so many, and you can't. And even then, Abby was just, but this is what I'm called to do. When it's my time, it's my time. Like, this is what, like, she was just very calm, as she always is, just very steady. And like, no, this is the work God wants me to do right now. And if it's my time, then it's my time. And that is just that's just like innately who you are in your bones though. Do you know what I mean? So literally, all jokes aside, if there was a hijacker on the plane and Abby was on the plane, she'd stand up, whether it's like, okay, I'm going to take a bullet right now, or I'm going to go diffuse the situation. I'm going to go talk to the person. Just because that's how you're built. You're built very like you've become so much more feminine, but like inside you're also like very you're fearless, you know?
Well, I don't know if I'm fearless, but I just,
To a certain degree, you really are. And I think it's also an attribute to your faith. And it's also an attribute to knowing, well, I'm doing what the Lord's calling me to do. So either two things. Either it's my time or God's got me. You know what I mean? Really
yeah,
though.
I
And
I
so
really just don't worry.
you don't. And I
That's it.
wish
I don't have like the worry bone. That's like
Mhm.
not in my body. Like I just don't
So heaven forbid we're ever in a
worry.
situation where you got to fake it with me, because I will probably go into a full blown hyperventilation.
I promise. If I'm ever anxious, I will not let you know. I promise.
Abby would be like, Reagan will be the last person I could show my
Yeah.
fear around.
No.
Abby, tell me we're gonna be okay.
Yeah. I don't even remember like the last time I was really mad. I just don't. I feel like I'm pretty even tempered.
And
Like
Abby, how would you describe me?
I would say I would say you are enthusiastic.
That's a nice adjective.
Yeah, you are enthusiastic
Yeah.
about all things. About about all things. You're enthusiastic um about your kids, about important things. You're enthusiastic about unimportant things. Um you're just yeah, that's why I love you. Like because I am not an enthusiastic person. So
Abby's so calm and chill. It
I'm
takes
very
good hair
like
like that though.
yeah, like
It
I'm
takes like
very just level. So
someone's got
I
to be even keel in the relationship, in the friendship.
yeah, like I'm not one to like get like jump up and down and like get like over excited or get,
Right.
you know, um I'm kind of the one that's always like, okay, let's come back down to like what's really happening or whatever.
Right. Right.
Um but then that can also be boring. So like you need somebody to be like, okay, but let's get pumped up about this over here. You
Right.
know? So
But
I think it's a good
it's a
match.
good balance.
It is.
It's a good balance, because too much of anything, you know what I mean, on one side is not good enough, too much. So it's good when you're able to kind of pull the other one a little bit to your side,
Yeah,
in both
totally.
ways.
Yeah. Cause I can be very just like I can be very repetitious in my like behaviors and like just kind of
Well, there's a safety in that too. Like
yeah.
most of the time, not all the time, most of the time Abby's very predictable with responses or Like I know how she's going to take something most of the time. I'm kind of a little bit of a fireball.
I don't know how you're gonna take things.
Right. Like Abby could be like, I think, right. I'm much more, and sometimes I don't know how I'm going to take it.
I never know how you're gonna take things. So I just have to kind of like brace
brace
myself
for
for it.
impact.
But I know that I'm always gonna be. I know how I'm gonna be with my response. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, like
Right.
I know I'll be chill.
Right.
No matter how you're going to be. So even if you're very enthusiastic
Right.
about your response, like I know
You still stay calm.
I will not be as enthusiastic. So
Right. Either way, whether Abby and I, we had our first heated conversation, where I got very enthusiastic. I got very enthusiastic. And Abby remained calm throughout, and I think I heightened my enthusiasm.
You did heighten your enthusiasm. You did.
But even when we're talking about something exciting, like I'll be text after text and all the emojis like a middle schooler, and Abby's like, "This is great." Period. Like literally, and Abby could be overjoyed inside. This is great. Period. And I'm
awesome. Like, period.
Yeah. Are you kidding me right now? Well, I have 14 different emojis. I have 17 different texts. I have like 2 GIFs or GIFs, whatever they're called.
Reagan and I text different. Reagan's like, hey, enter. What's going on? Enter. I just had a great day. Enter. You'll never believe it. Enter. Like, I saw so-and-so. Enter. I got my hair done. Enter. Guess what happened? Enter. And like, there will be like 75 like text messages. And I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Right.
And then she's like 75 more. I love it. Like, I love it.
It's just we communicate differently. But I even did tell Abby after we had a discussion, an enthusiastic discussion, because we communicate differently through text, especially, and because I'm very highly sensitive. Abby's not sensitive. And again, she's not very emotional when it comes to that stuff. I'm very heightened. And I overread, I overanalyze. And so I even said,
what was funny? Okay, let me tell you what was funny about that. Was that I was like, you know what? I was like, she's feeling enthusiastically hurt by this. So I was like, I'm going to really pray and I'm just going to let it settle for the evening. And then for me, once I sleep on something, the next day, I completely forget what happened. Like I wake up, like if Doug, annoys me or something at night, once I wake up, I'm like,
it's a new day.
I'm like, it's like
me, I'm not done. I'm not done till we're done.
The next day, when we got up, I was expecting that. And Reagan, I was like, I went to bed like really praying for Reagan and really praying for us, and was like, we're going to be good tomorrow. Like, I was like, I kind of, and I was like, kind of like feeling like, I think I understand, like, maybe where I could have said things different, or, maybe I was trying to I was really praying, like, God, like, help me understand, like, Reagan's heart, like, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So I really felt like
Abby felt good.
I know what to say to fix this,
Right.
And like, I say one thing the next day, and it was like an explosion. It was like she had been thinking all night. She had not been praying about it. She had been stewing all
Ah!
night, like
That's the
mad
difference.
about this situation.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh boy.
oh, okay,
We're
okay.
on two different. We're not.
We're at two different levels right now. Like I was thinking we're gonna wrap this up real quick
Right.
this morning, and that was not where we are. And so so it is like in all relationships, in friendships and everything, like you you have to learn each other, and
And
you
I
have
did.
to
And Abby and I, and this isn't like gay, but I'm
no.
serious. When we're business partners, we're best friends. And when someone, and she's a part of my inner circle as I am hers. And so when someone like that who is so important in your life, those things have to happen occasionally.
Mhm.
And it's not just for like a husband and a wife to have love languages. Like I really
Yeah.
told Abby, even, she was like saying these things and I knew she meant them, positive things. But I'm like, you don't tell me that, Abby. You don't show me that. And as insignificant and immature as that sounds, like I really meant it and I felt it, but I knew she was being sincere. And I'm like, Abby, like for our business to thrive and for our friendship to still thrive and grow, like I need more of this from you. And she was very receptive. She's like, you know what? I'm glad you told me. I do feel these things. I believed her.
Mhm.
But literally, I was like, how do you show me that? And because my love language, and I'm a very needy, emotional person. I don't need gifts. I need like, send me a nice, like, write me a nice card, send me a nice heartfelt text. And Abby is an acts of service. Like you need
And
her
gifts.
and gifts and gifts. Best gift giver, acts of service. She will do things, something, SHIT hits the fan. She's there, which great. But it like I'm more of like I need fed and watered, and I'm much more emotional. And so as alike as we are, we're very different. And so it's about literally making sure you're meeting that person's needs. And so, and I even said too, we both know I'm very highly emotional. I'm very highly sensitive, um, right, wrong, or indifferent. And so when we have these type of conversations, especially because of how Abby communicates through her text, I'll take it as rude or dry or uncaring, and she could be sitting there smiling. So that's why I'm like, no, we need to get on a FaceTime. We need
Mhm.
to look at each other. And so I can hear your voice, I can hear your tone, I can see, for both of
Mhm.
us. And so that even happened. I mean, that happens with your girlfriends.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good because that is because, like, Reagan, saying that to me, it's not like saying, like, "But you don't tell me these things." Like, you don't
Mhm.
and that's I've been told that before. It's not, surprisingly, it's not the first time I have been told, you know, "But you don't tell me, like, I'm important in your life."
Right,
You don't tell me that I'm doing good thing. You don't tell me that
right.
I'm doing a good job. You don't tell me that and I've said before to people, like, I'm just not a good friend in that way. Like, I'm
Well, it's just I don't think it doesn't make you a good friend. It's just it's not your love language. It's not. We all have areas of strength. That's not your area of strength. And even though you know it up here and you know it here, that sometimes that's good enough for you. And it's like, yeah, if something goes down, something's wrong. You are the first one there. Like when
well,
something,
and that's what I was gonna say. Like,
so yeah,
for that person, and you know who I'm talking about. Um,
yeah,
for that person, it was she was more of like not a super friend, but like
right,
kind of
yeah,
a friend, but no,
yeah,
whatever. And and I was like, she told me that, and I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm just not that type of person. I'm not the type of person that's going to check in on you all the time. We weren't friends. This person and I were not friends that talked a lot. We weren't friends that she just wasn't a person I checked in all the time. And that's what she wanted. She wanted me to be a person that gave her a lot of attention or whatever. And I am just not that person, right? And that's what I told her. I'm not the person that's going to if you post on Facebook you're having a bad day, I'm not the person that's going to pick up the phone and call you. That's just not who I am.
And I've learned that over the years. And so with Abby, and she knows when I am upset, when something is seriously wrong and I need her, like I either I'm not okay, like I call her. And I mean, Abby could be at an event and it's like, what's going on? Like I'm backstage. What's going on? What do you know what I mean? Like Abby could be on stage and if something was seriously wrong with my kids or she'd be on the next plane. She just would. And like I know that unequivocally. And so there's such like it's so rare to find somebody like that. But I do know, like, I've got to tell her, I've got to be forward.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you. I am having a rough day. I'm in a patch. This happened, and then she's like, let's talk. What's going on? Let's talk through it.
Yeah. But I think I told this other woman, that's just not the type of friend I am. I am the type of friend, and I told her this. I am the type of friend that if you're about to be foreclosed on your home, I will pay your mortgage to get you caught up. Like, if I have to take out a loan to make sure that you don't lose your home, that's me. That's the kind of friend I am.
It is.
If you're in a situation you need to move out of your house, I will fly across the country to
She's done it.
to move you out of your house. Like I'll hire a moving company to get you and your kids and your family, into another home. Like that, in situations like that, like that's the kind of friendship sort of stuff that I can be for someone. But like just every day kind of like you're doing a great job, that kind of stuff, like that's just not who I am naturally. But in that situation, that friendship wasn't, and this sounds really bad, but this is just true. That friendship wasn't super important to me.
Sure.
So, and in my life, as I've gotten older, I've just recognized that there are people who are really important to me that I need to keep in my life, and there are some people who are just really visitors in my life, right?
Absolutely. As that has happened with me, and that's for all of us. And that's why, like, I've even said privately with Abby multiple times. I mean, we've had a very uneventful last few years, and we organically became best friends. Neither of us planned it; it just haphazardly happened. But I've even told her, I'm like, take away the facade of social media, take away our podcast, take away the pages we do together, all of that. Take away us even publicly being tied together, friends, acquaintances. I'll take you behind the scenes as my private best friend over all of that. Take all that away, And so when you have people, and it's like you're going to come across your issues, you've got to face them. And then it's like, well, guess what? Like, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. Throw your fit, be angry, get it out. What's our issue? And we're going to fix it.
Yeah. Well, and that's how it was this woman. This woman was like, I was like, okay. Like she was kind of a visitor in my life, and I enjoyed, the time we had together. And, I was blessed by her during that, point in time in my life. And now, like I've released her, and we're not really friends anymore. And I don't wish her an ill will. Yeah. I'm not upset with her at all, but like, I'm not really the friend she needs, and she's not really the friend I need. And that's fine.
And most kind of moved along. Visitors when you think of it.
But like you are not a visitor in my life. Like you are a permanent part of my life. Mm-hmm. So whatever changes I need to make, whatever I need to work on in my personality to like make you feel important in my life. Like I do want to do that. I wasn't really willing to do that with her because I didn't feel like she needed to be a permanent part of my life. Sure. But when people, aren't going to just be visitors, like passerbys in your life, right? Yeah. And they aren't just going to be visitors in your life. And you do want them to be like on your island, as I always say. Mm-hmm. You do want them to be like a permanent part of your island. Then you do need to work on whatever parts of your personality that are not natural for you, to help them feel included and to help them feel like they are a wanted part of
Right.
your island, you
Yeah.
know? Um,
Right.
and so, but it's a work in progress. Relationships are always a work in
Always.
progress.
All of them.
But I think it is so important that I'm not a needy friend. I'm kind of like I'm not, and I don't mean that in a negative way, Reagan, but I'm not like needy emotionally.
No,
Like,
not at all. And I am. And I am. But where it comes down to, and of course Abby's had a ton of people too who are riding her coattails. They see the success, they see the fame, they see resources, and they're there for the wrong reason. And and she knows I'm completely indifferent of that. But when it comes down to it, like I know the people that I could trust my life with, my children's life with, who would unequivocally go up to bat for me. And again, those are the people that I'm willing to, same for Abby, willing to like, hey, whatever it takes. If we're in a sucky spot, then let's dig out, grab a shovel.
Mhm.
And so all of whether it's with a parent, whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with a friend, whether it's with your grown up, with like an estranged sibling, if this person is meant to be have a permanent place in your life, because not all parents are, unfortunately, not all siblings
Yeah.
are, not all friends are. Think about this, guys. The majority of people in your life are there for a season. They are visitors. They are there for a season. And there's very few that you keep as permanent placeholders.
Yeah.
And when you know you need them and you know that, especially like Abby has said, like, and she's even told me, and I've told her, like, the loyalty is there on both sides. Like, and when you find someone that you just trust emphatically and the loyalty is there, it's like, that's
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, I think if it's like a God ordained relationship as
Sure.
well. Like,
Exactly. Like
yeah,
us. But
yeah, for sure. Um, I did want to end on something that was traumatic that happened to me last night and this morning. Um, I just on a traumatic note to end it today.
on a dramatic note, let's end there.
Last night I saw my cat doing something on the ground, and I looked and I noticed that she was playing with a spider. And I don't love spiders, but I'm not like a "Ugh," a
Yeah.
spider, type of person, unless they are particularly gross. And this one was particularly gross, and it was probably almost an inch like big.
Mhm.
And it was just real spidery. It just
Yeah.
had like kind of thick legs, and it was brown, and I just was like, ew. And so I killed it, and Doug took it and put it in the toilet and flushed it and
Effort.
whatever, right? Okay. This morning, as I'm cleaning my house after the kids left for school, um, I saw another one, and I was like, "What? There's another one of these. Same exact type of spider."
Yeah.
And so I kinda squished it, and I took a picture of it. And I just wanna say, I have just recently downloaded ChatGPT, okay? I've
You're
never
new.
used it until this past week, okay? My friend Nicola said, something about being addicted to ChatGPT, and I was like, "Is it an app?" I didn't even know what it was, okay?
Right.
She's like, "Yeah, it's an app." So I downloaded it, and now I'm like, "Oh, this is
Did
what
you
it
ask your
is."
chat GPT bot?
I took a picture of it, and I sent it to ChatGPT, and I wanna tell you what it told me it was.
Oh goodness.
And, it says it said, that it was uh, it says that, I said, "What kind of spider is this?" "From your photo, it appears to be a tarantula." Specifically, it looks like a juvenile or smaller species rather than a full-grown adult. And
Perfect.
I'm like, "Wait a minute.
Back up.
That's not right." Okay? I'm like, let me get a better picture." Okay? 'Cause that's not correct. So I got a better picture. I zoomed in, I got closer,
Yeah.
got a better picture. I said, "Now, what kind of spider is this?" It messaged me back. It says, "Thanks for the clear photo. That helps a lot." It literally said this to me. "That helps a lot. It is definitely a tarantula."
Oh my gosh.
Um, it says, "This is certainly a tarantula. It is a North American tarantula." I'm like, "What the freak?" It says, "They're not aggressive. Don't worry. Don't worry." It says, "Don't worry. They're not aggressive and not dangerous to humans." So I said, they said, this specifically identifies as a Texas brown tarantula. Great. So then I said, but it was only an inch long. It says, "Perfect. Thank you. Since you found it in Texas and it's only an inch long, that means it's not an adult tarantula, but rather a juvenile." Um,
A juvenile tarantula.
mhm, yep.
Perfect.
So this is the second one I found. So I said, "I have found 2 in my house." Says, "That's definitely a surprise to find 2, but not uncommon in parts of Texas, especially during certain times of the year. Here's what's probably happening and what you can do. In late summer and fall, male tarantulas and juveniles wander more often searching for mates or new territory. They sometimes end up indoors by accident." I'm like, "Listen, I can't have tarantulas wandering about my house."
Right. I mean,
Okay?
let's be for real. You
I
already
can't.
have your little snake thing, Abby. That good gosh.
I
I'd rather
can't.
have
I
a
can't.
crocodile in my house.
I can't. I've got a bearded dragon. I have a cat. I have a snake. I have a useless dog.
I'd
I
rather have a
cannot.
raccoon.
I cannot have
Useless dog.
I cannot have tarantulas
A family of tarantulas. Maybe
wander.
let
I've
that
had
pet.
2, Reagan. 2.
Maybe, maybe do snakes eat them? Maybe let your snake loose.
I can't. I
Maybe
just
let her
I cannot do
slither.
this. I'm like,
Doug, we've got to move immediately. Our house
immediately,
needs
we've
no
gotta burn this house down. I know it's a rental, but we've gotta
right.
burn it down. And literally the other day, I was so flammable. I I could have done it. I just what is going on in this house? We don't live way out in the country. Like, I don't understand. I'm calling the pest place today.
Send an emergency team out now.
Emergency tarantula team.
Yes. Come with a hazmat suit, all the
And they come and
sprays,
spray. We just had this
all
big
the poison
torrential
you need to spray.
downpour. We had a tarantula downpour. I don't know what is going on. Like, I don't know, but I just needed everyone to know that I have found 2 tarantulas in my
Get
house.
that get that holy water and anointing oil out, Abby.
I just thought it
Send
was
them
funny that Chat GPT was like, "Don't worry.
right. Don't
They're
hungry.
not harmful."
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
"Well, don't worry. I am harmful to it."
Right. Oh my gosh. Well,
Brown
thank you.
tarantulas. And I'm sure somebody on this thread is gonna be like, "Don't kill it."
Right.
Look.
Let it scoop it and put it kindly in a glass jar and take it out behind your house and let
No.
it roam free. Let it find its family. No thanks.
Look, I don't kill snakes. I don't kill non-poisonous snakes.
Well, I will. I'll chop their heads off with a shovel.
but I will kill any kind of spider.
Someone can come after me. Snakes, oh dear Lord. Literally, I'd rather have a bear on my backpack than a snake. And God knows I'm telling the truth. A bear.
I
I'd rather
know.
a bear be right here.
I should bring Lola out tomorrow so everybody can see how cute she is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I won't be looking at Lola.
She's pink. There's
She's
nothing threatening about a pink
slithery.
snake.
That's like a satanic thing. I don't like them.
Satanic portal through a snake.
You have a satanic portal with your snake, Abby.
My pink snake.
Oh my gosh.
All
All right, y'all. This was fun. We gave you about 14 different topics today because that's how we roll.
Yeah. It's good.
I love it. I do love being back live. We got a lot of good feedback, a lot of personal messages yesterday. And so those of you who are here with us, we're very glad you're here.
We are.
We will be back tomorrow morning.
Back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll actually talk about Taylor Swift.
We're going to talk about T Swift. We're going to open it up. T Swift. It will be controversial. Some of you will.
Yeah, some of you will not like it.
But yeah, some of y'all aren't going to like it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We're not going to be like, go buy Taylor Swift's new album. It's not
right.
Like I'm not going to be
right for sure.
I think we'll have a grounded discussion.
Realistic, yes.
Realistic discussion about Taylor Swift.
Yes.
So that's it. Yes. And I did want to mention to Keith, if he's still listening after 6 hours now, that he mentioned that he had an experience this weekend. His dad was in the hospital. The nurse came in and said she was going to give him digoxin. And he asked, isn't that an abortion drug? She said, no, that's mifepristone. Okay, I do want to mention this. I do want to answer this question. Digoxin is a legitimate cardiac medication. So if your dad was receiving digoxin and he is a heart patient, then that is actually a legitimate medication for your father, perhaps. But they do use digoxin in the second and third trimester during abortions to stop the baby's heart. So they will give an overdose of digoxin. They will inject that through an amniocentesis needle into the woman's abdomen, and they will inject it either directly into the fetal heart or into the amniotic sac, into the amniotic fluid. And they give an overdose of the digoxin cardiac medication so that it will stop the baby's heart. The baby will then be delivered dead, and the woman will deliver a dead baby in the second or third trimester. These are late second trimester or any third trimester abortion. So that's now how they're doing those late procedures instead of doing partial birth abortions. We know some partial birth abortions are still happening. They're not supposed to be. So that is true. You are correct that digoxin is in fact being used during abortions, but it is also a legitimate medication for cardiac patients. So not to worry, it's okay for your father to take it. But you are absolutely correct. And the nurse is correct also that mifepristone is also an abortion drug, but mifepristone is the chemical abortion drug that women are using for the medical or chemical abortions. Digoxin is used for surgical abortions for late term, late second trimester, third trimester surgical abortions. So I hope that clears that up. You were absolutely correct to ask that question. And now you have your answer. So there you go. Always feel free to ask questions in the chat. We are watching them and monitoring them during the show. So anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed day. You will be in our prayer intentions tonight, and we will see you back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. Yes.
Sounds good. We're excited. And until then, y'all.
Keep raising your little saints. Bye, everybody.